Hey everybody, so it's been a little bit since I made one of these. My name is Minecraft DV3, or the guy who changes his skin every video. And today I'm going to show you my ideas for the end update. If you want to see the first part of this video where I remade the stronghold, I'll leave a link in the description. And by the end of this video, if you don't subscribe, I will dox you. A lot of this was inspired off of Minecraft Dungeons, just as a side note. Alright, so the first biome is the End Wilds. This will basically be the most common biome in the End. It's not really much of a change, but these plateau type things, as well as limestone pools and blotted endstone, and patches of end sand would generate in this biome. It's not a ton, but it just adds a little tiny bit more to the biome. The next biome that I created is called the Carved End. It is an end mesa type biome with layered endstone and basalt, wild reeds, and thermal vents. This biome would occasionally generate as a sub-biome to the End Wilds, sometimes even carved into the ground. Endstone would layer with a new stone called Abyss Stone. Next up, we have the End Grove. The End Grove would be a strange forest-like end biome with strange purple and yellow trees called distorted trees. End folium would be yellow and carpet the ground, and mining distorted wood would have a low chance to teleport you a few blocks away, similar to chorus fruit. Folium shrubs and distorted roots would face upwards, with distorted vines that would hang off of the tree. Distorted planks could also maybe look something like this, like a purpley shiny wood, I don't know. Like the paint from the ZHC thumbnail. The next biome we have is the Outer Glades. The Outer Glades would be made out of abyss cobblestone and with a new foliage variant called Strange. Strange moss would cover the grounds with plants such as the straggled vine and the bubble stinger that would cover the ground. You'd also be able to find strange structures made out of lost stone. The biome would mainly stick to a magenta and purplish theme. Next up, we have a biome called the Ink Blot. I mean, we know how good of a history Minecraft has with ink-related things. Sue me, I think the glow squid looks cool. Anyways, off topic. This biome would feature a green and gray palette with a material called void ink or something along those lines. Void ink could maybe be used in some recipes or just in building, and maybe it would have a glowing version that could spread throughout the ink. The plants would be glowing green to match the biome. And for the final overworld biome idea that I had, it's a biome called the End Deltas. Soul ashes and obsidian would layer the floor, with pillars made out of endstone ridges and obsidian ridges. These would fit smoothly together. This would be similar to its nether counterpart, except instead of lava you have void juice. I don't know what to call this. This would give a pretty cool vibe to the biome. It's not copy and paste. But that's right, I said overworld biomes. I also made underground ones. The first and main and most common end cave biome would be the End Caverns. This is basically just a generic end cave. This would sometimes generate in floating islands, and these would sometimes possibly have underground chorus fruit, patches of ender sand, and a new ore called brass. We would be able to find this in the end, and brass would have a few uses. You would mine end brass ore to get raw brass. Raw brass could be smelted into ingots, which you could use to craft a few things. Using 4 brass ingots, 2 redstone dust, 2 shulker shells, and an observer, you could craft a shulker lamp, which I'll explain the use for later. You can also use brass ingots to craft brass blocks, which could be used for building. The final use for brass is to use it to craft the brass shulker box. Using brass blocks, you could craft a brass shulker box that would have even more storage to help endgame players transfer items even faster. Next up, we have the Mint Caves. The Mint Caves would be a rarer end biome that would be made out of different variants of mint stone, a new block. Mintstone, stalactites, and stalagmites would also be in this biome. 2 plants called the Vague Shroom and the Vague Flower would spawn in this biome. This would be a more serene biome, but would generate in short but long caverns, which the tallest it possibly being is 3 blocks. And the last underground biome is called the End Grotto. This would be the darkest and lowest end underground biome, and this would generate in large caves, and rarely. It would be made out of variants of Mendentine. In this biome, you would be able to find the End's counterpart to netherite, Mendentine. Oh boy, this is a long reading. Mendentine could be very useful in different ways. Mendentine would be mined into Menden melt and smelted into Mendentine ingots. With these, you could craft a void forge using soul ash and 2 Mendentine ingots. The void forge would have 2 abilities. The first thing you could do with the void forge is combine tools, which would be a very useful ability. I originally had 2 examples, but accidentally deleted one, so you only get one, okay? Here is the Mendentine axe pick, which would have the ability to mine blocks like stone and blocks like wood. You could do this with any tools as long as you combine them, and they are netherite. The second thing you'd be able to do is actually add potion effects to tools. You could turn potions into charms and enchant your items using the charm section in the Void Forge. For example, if you put poison on your netherite sword, then you would be able to hit things and they would inflict poison on them. It's pretty simple actually. Mendentine would also be able to be crafted into a block. Diamond houses are ugly and so are gold ones. If you use any block of value to build your house, it is super ugly. Nobody wants to see it. In the End City, darker variants of purple would be able to be used in the fortress, as well as intricate versions of endstone, mintstone tiles, and distorted wood. Shulker lamps from earlier would be special blocks that activate and send out a redstone pulse when hit by a shulker bullet. Within a certain range of the blocks, shulker bullets would automatically be attracted to it. This could be used in Redstone as well as the End City itself, as perhaps there are some large piston doors or puzzles requiring the shulker lamps being activated. Remember, this isn't really unheard of. The Jungle Temple and the Desert Temple both use redstone mechanics. Some other variants of purple could be added too. And here's just a few ideas I had for the End City. The first idea is the courtyard, which is a floor that would generate at the bottom of End Cities. There could also be rooms such as the balcony that would actually generate on the sides of End Islands, the garden, and perhaps even an End Forge room. That could be cool. And as for all the other rooms, I feel like they could just be expanded a bit with some detail. And that's it. Thanks so much for watching this video, and thank you so much for helping me with my channel. And subscribe so I know that these videos are worth making. I may switch up my content, and I may try out a few thumbnails for this video. So also you can stop saying I'm dead, and you can also subscribe, because you know this video that you clicked on, it's actually an IP grabber. The link of the video, I can literally leak your IP right now. Just subscribe, and you never know, I may not consider it. Okay, anyways, just watch these other videos. I need more attention. I didn't die. I didn't fall off. Stop saying that.